guys. Okay, I am back with my design team project for Gi Kerr for Happiness in Crafting for May, and yes, I have the cover. I wouldn't say done, it's not done at all, but I have played with my distress sprays and got it to a reasonable colour that I like. And then I was going to decoupage over it, but then I was like, but I really like the colour of the cover and it ties in so well with these, but I am going to decoupage over it. It was just Amazon packaging paper that I gessoed over, and then I used numerous Tim Holtz distress, I always say distress and I don't know why, distress sprays on it, distress oxide sprays on it, to get this effect going on. And yeah, that seeped through into the back, which gave quite a cool colouring actually. But yeah, I was kind of going to leave the back the nice Amazon packaging paper colour, but as it's seeped through into the back and left that patterning, what on earth have I done with them now? I've decided that I'm going to, there they are. Yeah, I decided that seeing as how it has seeped through and left that colouring on the back, that I am going to use, after decoupage in the front, I can't get in the packet now. After decoupage in the front, I decided I'm going to use one of these straw papers from Rachel at Roxy Creations on the inside cover. So, oh, didn't notice that before, and that's got some coloured speckles in it. I don't know if that's showing up on camera, but it's actually got some coloured little speckles in it. There's like pink and bluey teal. Well, that's cool. I never noticed that before. Awesome. Yeah, so once we've finished doing the front and sealed it, I will glue that onto the back and seal it. I'm not doing anything to this. I will just glue it on the back, and then we will go over it with gel matte medium to just strengthen it a bit, and then I will cut it down to size, because at the moment it's too big for the signature, way too big. But yeah, so we'll do all that later, excuse me, because yeah, that'll still tie in. So I'll pop that in the basket. I have my basket here of my G stuff. So this is the kit that I am working with, which is her Dragonflies and Flowers kit, and I have all the ephemera cut out ready and everything. I have already shown these off in a previous video, which I will link below, and these don't count because this is next month's project. And yeah, that's the empty basket. That's next month's project. I'll do a show and tell on that kit soon. But yeah, so there's my basket just over there to the side. And as I said, I'm going to, now I've got the colouring, I'm going to dig out my napkins, which are in here. And we are going to decoupage over the cover. So, first, we need to find a napkin that we like. So I'm going to just take my bundle of napkins out of there and we'll sift through them to see. I kind of already have one in mind, but whether I can find it or not, I don't know. I'm just trying to find the camera placement. That'll do. Okay, so also let's have the signature beside us as well for comparison. Not that it matters too much because it's the cover. Okay, so I don't want that one. I definitely don't want that one, it's too dark. That's quite nice. Maybe. Oh, now that's pretty. Actually, put that one back in the pile, that's too dark. Now that is a maybe. I kind of wouldn't have thought of that before, but seeing it next to the colours is kind of doing it for me. There's no blue in it, but that doesn't matter because we can add something to the front of the cover anyway. But the pinks and the green is working. That's quite nice, I like that. But no, definitely not that one. It's too dark. That's too pink. Ooh, lovely pansies. No. Too dark. Oh, I like that. That's beautiful. Might be a bit dark. Let's pop that to one side. That's too dark. Beautiful roses. Ooh! That might work. With the yellow. A bit bright. I suppose we could tone it down with some gesso. Some daisies. Tulips. I love that one. I keep meaning to make a journal card out of that one. I don't often play with napkins, so I'm not sure. Oh, I quite like that one. Them are nice subtle colours. That's a nice yellowy vintage colour. That'd tie in. What's it like? Oh. Oh, I like that because it's an all in one pattern. It's not one pattern in 4 pieces like a lot of them. Like these. It's the same pattern in 4 pieces and they're flipped upside down as well. I quite like that one. So, that is a strong contender right now. And the colours match. Oh yes, they do. The colours really do match. The greens and everything. Different flowers, obviously, but the colours tie in really well. There's a little bit of blue, not much, but a little bit of blue, but it wouldn't matter too much. But the yellow, I'm really liking this one. Okay, that is a very strong contender, so we'll pop that to one side. Let's keep looking. Don't think I'm going to find another one that I like as much as that one. I like that one, but it's too dark, too purple. Okay, so that's those. Pop them back in there. And I don't think there's going to be anything in here, in this set. No, there's definitely nothing in these because these are all like a seasidey theme, and then other stuff too dark. No. Okay, so nothing in them. I don't think there's anything in these either. I got these from my friend Michelle over at Shell's Cards Colouring and Crafts. Oh, I don't know, that's nice. Oh, that is nice. I think this is, yeah, this is one that's in 4 though, so some of it will be upside down. So that one's winning it for me at the moment, because it's not upside down. I like that one. Yeah, and then we've got some sea-themed ones and then butterflies. So, right, I think it's that one then. Winner, winner, chicken dinner, guys. And I've just realised I'm actually going to have to pop it on pause for a second and run downstairs because my, well, it's not Mod Podge, but my makeshift Mod Podge is downstairs in the downstairs studio. I've still got a lot of stuff down there that I haven't brought up yet. But yeah, so this one for the win then. So let's see. Oh, it's only just going to do it and all. But that's not so bad because I can tear some of them off to piece down the sides. Okay, so that one it is. I don't know how much of this will show through, this colouring that we did after all that. I don't know how much of that will show through this now, with this being a yellow tone instead of white. But we shall see. Now let's see if I can get them apart. Oh, yeah, actually, that was quite easy to do. See if I can get it apart without ripping it. That's not always easy. Okay, perfect. And is there only one layer on that? I think there is. Oh no, there is two. And I'm going to just pull these layers apart as well, because these can always be used for other things, but also I could also use these for patching as well in places. Okay, so I'll pop them in the basket. So some of the colouring comes through, but not much, like this dark patch of pink down here. But yeah, so the best thing for this would be to try and get it in the middle. No, try and get it over to the edge would be a good thing, because I like this side of it more. Like I said, don't think you're going to see it now, but I actually quite like this side of it more. So we can do that. I don't necessarily want that border edge, so this should just be a fairly straightforward stick decoupage job. Okay, so I'm going to pop you on pause now, guys, and I'm going to run down and grab my glue, and I will be right back. Hi guys, I'm back. Okay, so I have my own makeshift Mod Podge, and I've brought up my brushes from downstairs. I do have other brushes up here, but I'm going to use this one, little foamy brush. I do like using these. I absolutely love using these silicone brushes. They are awesome, but I've found I can be a bit heavy-handed when I'm decoupaging, and when I tried using these silicone brushes, last time I tried decoupaging, I actually ripped through the napkin, so I don't want to take that risk again. Yeah, so I'm going to, where have I put that now? I've got my heat tool here to the side of me as well to help speed the process up, because I want to try and get it done today. Now, where have I put my, there they are, thing. There they are. Okay, I'm going to drag these out. Actually, that's been used for gesso, so that might not be a good idea. I think I need some more of these. These are just, it's just baking paper. And I haven't brought them up yet either, them are downstairs. Okay, so let's make do with some paper instead. Where have I put that? Bear with me a second, guys. Okay, I'm going to drag out some A3 paper instead. This is just kids' writing paper, doodling pad. A3 paper from our local B&M Bargains. It's only 60 GSM, it's paper thin. Paper, wafer thin. So I'm going to drag two of those out of there. And we'll just go over the top of those, because I don't want to get it all over my pretty desk. I do have some, you probably can't see it, but I do have some tracing paper down here. Pardon me, but it won't be enough to help for this task. And pop that up there and hopefully try not to get it on the pad. But no, better going that way. That's better. Okay. Sorry guys, the tablet's not cooperating with me now. Okay, that'll do. I'm just going to tape that together. Although I'd probably end up gluing it together anyway with the glue by the time I've done. And it doesn't need to be perfect. There we go. That's fine by me. It just needs to hold it together whilst I do this. Okay, so I think we're ready. Right. This may need a stir. Oh, bleeding, that's not good. Okay. Ew, this has got a lovely skin on it. Ew. Ew. Yuck. Now that's a goober and a half, isn't it? Ew. Oh, let's pop that on there. I don't like this. Like, seriously. I don't like this glue. I can put up with, I've got my apron on as well today, I've learned. I can put up with all sorts of different glues and stuff, but glue stick, ugh, and this stuff. And all this is PVA and water. So it's not Mod Podge as such, but, well, it is a bit, but like I said, it's just PVA and water. And before I get started, I'm also just going to go and wet a cloth because, like I said, I don't like this bit. So, 1 minute. And I'm back. I'm not very organised today at all. But yeah, so I have a wet cloth. I have a towel. I have a message from my GP. 1 second. And breathe. Okay, it was nothing. It was just a reminder of my appointment tomorrow. Anyway, let's finally get some crafting done, guys. I think I'm ready now. Oh God, what have I done with my paintbrush? There it is. Okay, take a break. Right. So, my PVA and water glue stuff, Mod Podge, whatever you call it, decoupage glue, is literally just PVA, white glue, school glue and water, and I just kind of throw some PVA in and then a bit of water, mix it up. If it's too gloopy, I put a bit more water in, mix it up, and I just keep going with the water until it is basically the consistency of that. As Andrea from Arty Mays would say, double cream consistency. But yeah, so we are going to just glue. Now basically I'm just going to cover this in some glue and then we will put the napkin on. I'm not going to cover it all, I'm just going to do this section, like about a quarter of it. Oh man, I shouldn't actually be gluing on paper, I've just realised. Gluing paper to paper is not a good idea. Such a muppet. Okay. But yeah, so now I've done that, make sure it doesn't stick to this paper. Okay, I'm going to pop the napkin on first of all I'm going to check the napkin and make sure it's the right way, which it is, because this one does actually have a direction. And as I said, I'm going to come just slightly over the page because I don't want this gold border. And then we're just going to glue over the top of the napkin. I hope I'm in frame. Like so. That's quite a lot of glue, but never mind. It'll make it stronger. Get some of them bubbles out. I'm not too fussed about wrinkles. I don't mind the wrinkles. I quite like them. It just adds a bit of texture and a bit of aging. Let's get in that corner. I'm going to move my brew. Just nearly dipped that in my brew. Oh my goodness. You ever get the feeling that today's just not your day for crafting? Yeah, well, today's that day for me. Okay, and then I'm going to kind of peel this back slightly and do this side. Yep, I'm still in frame, good. Okay. Might be a bit overkill with the glue, but hey ho, at least it'll adhere well. Decoupaging is definitely not one of my strong points. Okay, and I'm going to pull that way and then go over it with the brush. And then there's a bit more there that we need to do. Okay, and we're down. Good. Okay, I'm just going to pull it up off here before it sticks. Just move it over a bit. Okay. Cool. And there we are. We are down. You can actually use glue stick for this, but I want it to stick really well, so the good old fashioned way it is. Okay. Just making sure there's no air bubbles in it, which there probably still is somewhere, but yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to pop that over there to one side and I'm going to dry it off with the heat tool. So yuck. Ugh, I don't like this. Okay, so I will fast forward this bit, then you don't have to listen to that. it's not completely dry yet, it's just tacky, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just grab my signature and just see how big I need it. So, okay, I will not use the signature itself. I have a spare piece here on one of the dodgy prints. So, yep, that's fine. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just get rid of the excess. Around the edge. And I will be sewing around this later. I'm going to cut down that, down that gold line. Kind of, see, can I use this? You kind of can pull it, but it's still tacky, so I'm going to cut it instead. And these are what I call my messy scissors, so they've got glue and all sorts on them. I'm not bothered about this. I'm not cutting very straight either, but I'll deal with that later. I'll use the trimmer later just to straighten up the edges. But I'm loving this so far. I'm loving how it's turned out. Still a bit dark at the moment because it's wet. It's like fighting with an octopus. Because it's sticking and it's really floppy. Okay, so that's got that off. And then I'm just going to cut down this gold line here. I'm going to use the line as a guide and just cut straight down there. Even though it's not straight, like I said, I will sort that out on the trimmer later when it's completely dry. And now I just need to hope it is still the right size. And it is. That's great. So, let's do it this way. Yep, that is literally just the perfect size. Okay, so now I can get back to drying it properly. And I'm going to do front, and then I'm going to flip over and dry from the back as well, because it helps it not to curl for a start, but it also does speed up the process a little bit. So again, I'll fast forward that bit. So we're practically dry now, which is really good. And I must admit, I'm actually not liking how dark it's turned out. Yeah, that was a bit disappointing, considering how nice it was before we did that. But, you know, it'll do. Anywho, what I am going to do is, because I'm not that keen on how dark it is, I'm just going to give it a quick coat of gesso. A very light coat of gesso. Where's the gesso? There it is. yeah, I'm just going to give it a light coating of gesso to help tone it down a little bit and just break up some of these bright patches. So I'm going to get in my brush. Yeah. Okay. Making a right mess here. So I might need a brush for this actually. Yeah, let's use this one. This is, and I'm just going to literally dry brush it. That's better. Yes, much better. And I am just going to dry brush it on just a little bit. As I said, just to break it up a little bit and hopefully tone it down. Yeah, oh, it also gives it more of an aged look. Loving that now. It's really bringing out those cracks in it. Loving that so much more now. And it will dry lighter than that anyway, so... But yeah, really loving that. Again, it's a cheap paintbrush, but this is dry. I'm dry brushing it. Just picking up some of those cracked bits. And again, like I said, toning it down a little bit. Have a few darker patches. Yeah, I really like that now. Okay, now before I do any more, I will dry that off. We can always add more, but it's harder to take away, so... Okay, that is perfect. I love that. I really love that now. Okay, but this is, can you hear, it's really sandpapery texture. So I'm going to just wrap my brush back up and put it in there. I'm not going to add any more gesso now, so I can pop that away. That just did the perfect job. That brush is still dry, so that can go back in the tub. Okay, but because this is like sandpaper now, what I'm going to do is just take a bog standard nail file, emery board nail file, and I'm going to rub over it. I will just show a little bit and then I'll speed this up because I don't like the noise and I know a lot of you don't either. So you just take it and just very gently, not too hard, just very gently rub over the top. And it becomes smooth. You know, sandpaper would do or anything like that. I'm just using a normal nail file. Just if you're using a normal nail file and you've got nails, just watch your nails, because I've done that before where I've been doing this and ended up filing my nail, inadvertently filing my nails at the same time. But yeah, so I'm just going to rub over it like that, and you can probably already see there the way it's kind of coming back to life a bit. it just smooths it out, but it knocks it back a bit. So I'm going to speed this up now because, like I said, this noise is horrible. And I'll be back soon. Okay, now just stopping before I go any further to show you the difference. This is all nice and really smooth now. There's just one or two little bits, but this is really smooth now. And look how toned down and more vintagey look smooth that is compared to this. This is still bright in your face and very raised and everything, and that is just nice and smooth and very vintage looking. So yeah, it does, this next step really does make a difference. So I will just carry on with that. Okay guys, I am absolutely loving that now. Oh, I really am. Really am. I really am. Yeah, I love how aged and vintage that looks already. That is awesome. Okay, so we are pretty much done now with that. But what I am going to do is, before I move on to the inside, what I am going to do is, see, I know it's okay there and it's only just okay there, but it does need a bit taking off the top. So I will have a look, and I will actually probably take it from the bottom because I did put a little bit more gesso on the bottom there than what I originally intended to do. I'm just going to reach around the tripod and grab the paper trimmer. I apologise for the noisy traffic coming by. I've had to open the window. Well, I didn't have to, but it helped with the drying time. And it has suddenly got a bit warm in here. So I'm just going to trim this straighter. Yep. And then I'm going to just see roughly. So I would say maybe about there. Let's get rid of that. Oh, look at that. That's an awesome little piece for collage. I'm going my scrap bin. So let's see. Actually, I could do a bit more off it. More. But I'm going to take it from the top because I'm just going to straighten it up. Okay. Some more awesome bit there for collage. That still doesn't look straight. I think it's this bit that's not straight, so take a tiny little slither off there to make it straight, and then lay that down and straighten that edge. By the time I've done this, there'll be nothing left of this cover to use. That's better. That's more like it. That is perfect. Although there's room for a little bit more to come off at the top and bottom, but I'm not going to. I will leave it. Well, we'll take just a tiny bit more off the bottom because that's not straight either. Right, that's the lot, and then this. And that's it. It still doesn't look right there, does it? Honestly. Where am I at now? So... let's line it up properly with an actual number. That is definitely straight now. Even though it doesn't look it. No, it's not. Oh man, that is just weird. How can it still not be straight? Right, well I can't take any more off there because then, you know, I'll lose loads off there. Now, when you stack papers, they do come outwards, so there is scope to cut them back to this one here. And this one here fits in there perfectly. So, let's just kind of use this one as a guide. Because then I do still have room to straighten up. So, we'll go there. Now it's straight. Now it's straight. And you can have just a little bit there. Because I think it's this edge that's not straight and it's throwing me off. Right. It still doesn't look straight in that corner. I can't take any more off now because, yeah, it definitely won't fit. That's perfect now though. And the other pages will get cut down to this one. So, yeah. So I will just hold these tight and run my metal edge, hold my metal edge ruler and run a craft knife or a Stanley knife down there to get rid of those excess, although I quite like the way it pokes out. But no, we'll cut them all down to size because we're going to have ribbon and stuff poking out. But that is perfect now. And now that it's been knocked back a bit, it's toning back in with this nicely. So yes, I am loving that. Let's put this away now before I do any more damage. Cut any more off that I don't need. Otherwise we'll be starting all over again. Okay, so that's that sorted. And like I said, this is smooth now, so that's fine. What I'm going to do now before I do this side is I'm going to get out my gel matte medium. Oh no, that's modelling paste, I don't want that. This one, a gel matte medium. I use the Liquitex. I'm going to get this out and I'm going to get my silicone brush, and we're just going to give this a very generous coating over the top here, which will seal it. It seals it great, but it also, the matte gel matte medium is matte, so it's not shiny, but it also dries really smooth, silky smooth. So we're just going to give this a coating now. As I said, it will seal it, but it also makes it really smooth. So yep, I will just speed through that bit. Okay, so it is nice and dry. Oh, love it. Love it. And it is nice and smooth, but I am just going to rub over it very quickly with the nail file, just to get a few, there are a few little bits that aren't as smooth as I would like, but also just to knock it back a little bit. Okay, I am more than happy with that right now, so I'm just gonna rub all that excess off. So cool. Okay, so I'm loving it. Love it. So I'm happy now that that's more than adaptedly, appropriately, whatever, sealed. And it's, yeah, building up nicely now. It's going to be a soft floppy cover, but it will be strong. So now we are ready for gluing on the back page, which is this. I'm going to use this straw paper from Rachel at Roxy Creations. Also just because I love the colour tone of it. Actually, that frames that out really nicely, like that. But anyway, yeah, I think that just blends in perfectly as a back page to it. Yeah, so I'm a bit unsure which glue to use to glue it on, to be honest. I mean, I can use the gel matte medium to glue it on, which I think I might actually, because then we're going to use it to seal it as well. So seeing as I've got it out, let's do that. I keep forgetting that you can use this as a glue as well. But yeah, so as I've got it out, we might as well take it off there for a start. Yeah. So let's get a nice coating of that on. I tend to be a little bit scrimpy with this. Yeah, but I want this cover to last, so let's do it properly. And I will be sewing around the edges later anyway, so that's fine, but I need a good coverage in the middle, make sure it sticks well. So let's get this done. Yes, I am filming. I had a Horrible feeling then I wasn't filming. This is going to be a long video because it's been done in sections. I don't like it when I do videos in sections because I lose track of how long it's taken. I mean, it's alright doing this bit and speeding it up, but then I forgot how long it took to do the bits where I was talking to you guys and actually going through the process with you. So, yeah, these sort of videos do tend to go on. So, right, now that's covered, let's just pop that on there, like that. Okay. Didn't quite get that in the middle where I wanted it, but it doesn't matter, so I'm going to cut the excess off anyway. It's on, that's the main thing. Yeah, so that frames that really nicely. It's a shame I went off a bit down here in the corner because I would have been tempted to leave that as an extended cover. I didn't get it in the middle. Okay, so I've got a bit that hasn't stuck here in this corner, so let's get that sorted. Oh, whoops. I just missed my apron completely and got my jeans. Fabulous. Okay. So that is pretty much on there now. So, there we go. I like that, the way that's framed it out. I wonder if we'd get away with it. I mean, I went off a bit there, but I could put some lace or something on there to hide that. I wonder. Let's get the trimmer out and see. I've got to cut it anyway. So. Mr. Postman's here. Let's just trim a little bit more off there. Okay. Let's do that. That's a good way to make it even all the way around. I think I just did that side. I did. Yeah, I did. Okay, so let's do this one. I know that's not straight there anyway, but and I think I did this side. I did. Okay, right, I'm going to leave it like that. Cool. Because that just frames that out beautifully and it's extended the cover for me now, which is awesome. So now I can refold the cover to this edge. And voila, I have my inside page already. Inside cover, I mean. And yeah, like I said, that's just extended that for me. So now I actually don't need to cut the pages down. That's perfect. That is perfect. And I love that. Cool. And as I said, I've got the inside cover as well now. So what I'm going to do now is seal this again on this outside, because we've glued this to it, but now I want to seal it to make sure it's on it, and then dry it, and then I will seal that. Yeah, so clean the brush off. So I will get on with that, and then I will pop back at the end. And we are done. Kind of went around the houses to get to it, but we are done. The cover is complete, front and back, and I love it. It is awesome. So let me just shuffle all this around and we'll look at it properly. Wow, look at that, guys. It's beautiful. Just wiping my hands because I'm all gluey and I don't like it. But yeah, just wow, I love it. I love it so much. It's so vintage looking now, aged and vintagey looking, and super cool. Yeah, and as I said, it is perfectly dry. It's nice and smooth because we use the gel matte medium. Inside is still the same straw paper, but it's been sealed with the gel matte medium, so that's fine. These lines may or may not go, but I'm not fussed about that. And then we have the signature, and also, like I said, by leaving a little border around the backing page instead of cutting it down to size, it's given me a bit of an extension on the cover. I know it's not straight there, but I can just, that's the front cover, so I can just add a bit of lace or something to the bottom of that. But yeah, so to hide that mistake, it's fine everywhere else. There's like an even border all the way around everywhere apart from this bit here, but oh sorry, I'm not even in frame, idiot. Yeah, like I said, there's a nice even border around that side, and then that side, a little bit off there, but doesn't matter, that side. But here, where it dips down at the corner, I can just add some lace to the bottom of that, that's fine. And as I said, with adding that, I have now given myself just a fraction, just a teeny tiny fraction extra space for the pages, so I now don't have to cut them all down to be this size, which is great. But yeah, so, and it is fine top and bottom as well because we already measured that. But yeah, so that is super cool. So excited about that. I love it. And with the kit comes all the fabulous ephemera. Let's grab it out. So I have all of this fabulous ephemera here, and it has pockets and stuff with it. It also has envelopes, and I'm just wondering whether or not to maybe pop some envelopes. There were more than one envelope. I'm sure there were. Oh no, there weren't. Oh, okay, there weren't. I thought there were more than one envelope. Apparently not. Okay, but there are loads of journaling cards that go in the envelope. No. Oh, okay. I was positive there were 2 envelopes. Anywho, okay. So, well, I could do that as well then. It seems kind of a shame to cover that up though, but I was just thinking about gluing that on there and having that open up, but I really like that, so I won't do that. However, there are pockets, so what we could do is add pockets. Maybe there and there. That would be different. One there and one there. Because, do you know, I'm going to do that. I'm going to be different. Yeah, I am. I'm going to add a pocket at the bottom and a pocket there. There's 4 of these pockets. I'm going to do the same on the front and the back. Oh no, there are more than 4 pockets. Oh, yeah. They're stacked in top. They're stacked inside each other, that's why. Well, that's cool. So, let's see. I quite like them 2 together there, and there's quite a lot of dragonflies in the page, in the kit itself. There. Oh no. There's a lot of flowers. Oh, I don't know, it's hard to decide. Hard to decide. I quite like that idea though, that's a bit different there. One there, because then you can have one going up and one sideways, and then we could do the same there. I'll think on that one and we'll see. I could just put a big pocket in there instead. Yeah, so there are 6 little pockets. There are loads of these little journal cards. Probably 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 actually. Okay, and they're slightly different sizes. So only a few of them would go in the envelope. What if I just put it here? Oh no, they all would go in. Yeah, they will all go in. Some are just a little bit smaller, but they will all go in, so that's cool. And then you get 1, 2, 3 large tags, and 2, 3, 4, no, 3, 4, 5 large tags, 5 small tags, 4 of the oval shapes, and then 4 of the circular ones. So let's see, how about them as a pocket instead? Now that would be cool. I like that idea. I don't know which ones to use. I think they look nice together and they look nice together. Okay, so what colour have we got going on here? Lots of purples. So we'll have the blues in the front. So we'll have one there and then one there. Make sure there's room to stack something in them. Yeah, like so. And then one there and one there. Cool. Okay. But yeah, I will do that at a later date, because what I'm going to do next is just leave this, although it is dry, I will just want to leave it alone for the rest of the day. I've got to go out anyway. I just want to leave it alone for the rest of the day and let it completely dry thoroughly. And then I'm going to sew around the edge. I'm going to zigzag around the edge so it catches the edge and the decoupage bit. Just gives it a bit extra because it just kind of looks a bit, it's framed and it's nice, but it looks a bit unfinished to me. So I shall be doing that, just whipping around it on the sewing machine. Yeah, and then we'll see. So there we go. I feel quite accomplished. As I said, I've no idea how long this video is going to be, so I apologise in advance, although I'll be apologising at the end of the video for you guys. But yeah, so thank you so much for coming along and sticking with me if you got this far. If not, I don't blame you. And yeah, oh, I just love how that turned out. I really, really do love how that turned out. Way better than I actually originally envisaged. And still not too far off the colours in the book, in the signature. So yeah, we didn't do too bad there. Not bad. Not bad at all. But yeah, look at this. A huge difference from the original napkin. Eh? Anyway, I love this so much more. But yeah, so anyway, I am gonna love you and leave you guys. I've got things to do when I need to edit this video and get it up for you guys. But yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you all again very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.